What is going on, everyone? Welcome into BP Insights. So I know it's been a while since we last talked. I wanted to talk a little bit more about approaches. So, I was thinking today that, there's a lot of women that won't really even acknowledge that you exist. I don't mean that like in a bad way. It's just that they don't really find you attractive at all. So what I've noticed that, I was kind of clueless for a while. I didn't realize how big eye contact was. Obviously, if they hold it and smile, or I give you a genuine smile, that's usually a key sign to approach. But so the one day I was, I was in a store and I saw this girl from across the store. We made eye contact, and I was just. I've kind of just practiced just holding that, and it was for a few seconds, but it seems like forever. And that to me that struck me as she must have found me attractive in some sort of way. So a few moments later, I went up and said, "Excuse me, hey, I noticed you over here," and just asked for a number, and she's asked if it was cool if I get her number, and she said yeah. And then I asked her name. She said her name. She didn't ask my name though, which if there's any key takeaway from this, Andrew Tate talked about this. If you ask for their name and they don't ask what your name is, that's usually a sign they're not interested. But I did not. That did not hit me at the moment because I just happy I got the number. She's an attractive girl. Texted her. Here was another interesting thing about this interaction. When I texted her, this was on a Tuesday afternoon. So I texted her on a Tuesday afternoon, and I said, I just thought, fuck it, let's try to hang out, let's try to get together tonight. Let's try to make something happen tonight. So I texted her. I said, "Hey, let's hang out. Are you free? Or let's hang out tonight. Are you free? Does that work? Something along those lines." I don't remember exactly what I said. It's been almost a month now. But she said, "This week I'm super busy with school. Let's try the weekend." And you may be thinking, just based off of that, you may be thinking that's a good thing that she's making it, because a lot of guys understand when a girl makes time or offers a time that works for them is a good thing. But here's the kicker with this case. When a girl pushes it back over when a girl delays hanging out with you 3-4 plus days, that's usually not a good thing. Because that usually that's another indicator of low interest. Because if she was really that interested, she would have, obviously tried to make something obviously would have tried to hang out, that night, or within the next Wednesday or Thursday, within the few days that follow. So by her pushing it there's another girl this happened to me with before. I got her number at the bar, and she said this week is super busy and pushed the date way out. If they're pushing the date way out to hang, it's a sign that it's either low interest or medium interest. So she's not really feeling you that much, doesn't really find you attractive. Point being, she's just not into you. So that's something I failed to realize. So another thing is, I've realized that there is, a lot of women that won't look at you. They won't really make eye contact with you. They don't want to, women are very smart socially. So, I know you guys that listen to this realize that, they've all had an experience where a girl is really feeling you. She looks at you, smiles at you, jokes with you, whispers to a friend, or all indicators of interest. But you also, if you're a man and you've also been out in public, or been to school, been anywhere in public where there's a lot of women, you also know pretty quickly that women that are just not into you. They don't really. They won't laugh at your jokes. They won't ask. Another thing is, if you're sometimes if you're going to have a lot of women are genuinely nice people, but if you notice though, sometimes you'll be having a conversation with them and they'll engage somewhat, but they won't really ask you questions back. Like I remember I had at work, I was ringing up this lady as a cashier, and I remember she was, asking me questions. I thought I thought that she was interested because she was giving me, indicators. One thing I noticed being a cashier, I can tell interest. First of all, they'll face you, and then they'll have open body language. They won't cross their. A lot of times, if a girl crosses her legs, that's not a good thing. That is closed off body language. Also, they'll turn. If they're not interested, they'll turn away from you. To ring up at the cash register, there's the keypad where you pay with your card. A lot of times they'll be already facing that, ready to pay, not really paying any attention to you. So, obviously you can overthink this a lot. You can overthink signals a lot. Sometimes just going up to them and talking to them, asking them to hang out, obviously is the obvious way you're going to find out if they're actually really interested or like you. But, there is some, you can pick up a lot from signals, I've learned. So another approach, so this girl, this was interesting. This girl I had actually seen at the gym, giving me looks. She had walked by me and got really close to you. That's another indicator that a girl's, choosing you, is if she'll walk. I've noticed they'll walk by you and they'll get really close. It's almost like they're kind of sending hey, I'm checking you out. Hey, I think, you're somewhat attractive. I'm giving you I don't know, something. I'm giving you kind of like a signal that it's okay to approach me, kind of thing. She'd done that at the gym, and I'd seen it. We'd made eye contact a few times, and then so she came in, and very very attractive girl, and so I said, "Fuck it, this. I got to make the move. You just go. You can't hesitate. You hear that voice in your head. Just go. Just go. Just go. Just go." So I go. It seems to be going all right. I asked her if she worked out, at the gym. I'd seen her. She said, yeah. And she said, I think I'd seen you in there before. Translation, she had seen me in there before. She just didn't want to see like I did. Asking the question seemed like a creep. She just didn't want to seem super creepy, saying that, oh, yeah, I'd seen you in there for sure. Because you know how that kind of goes when you're talking to someone like, hey, I think you've seen you there before. You don't want to say, I know for sure, because then you'll be like, then you do kind of sound like a creep. Like, hey, I've definitely seen you there. But anyways, it was going well. But I noticed she crossed her arms, which is another closed off body language. Even though she was open to giving me her number, she just didn't reply. But what I found interesting about her not replying, other than she wasn't into me, obviously, was that Darius M. Shout out that he had an interesting point about why very attractive women won't even respond to an initial text, because it makes sense, because they've gotten so much attention all their life that they won't even try to string you along. They won't even try to just text you for that extra attention, because girls crave it. See, that's the thing. Girls crave attention. If she's most girls, if they're, average, even a little above average, they'll text the guy and string them along just to get that attention and validation. Very attractive girls, like she was, this girl, it didn't surprise me that she didn't even text me back, because to me, her being very attractive, she's gotten good social feedback. She's been, hit on a bunch of times throughout her life. So, her thinking was, yeah, I don't really, for whatever reason I did, you may think she was looking at me. She must have been attracted to me in some sort of way, but it could have been, maybe because I was tall. That's the other thing. They'll send you signals for, whatever reason, not even always because you're attractive. So there was something about me that her eyes tended to just fix to fixate on me. But for whatever reason, she was interested. So she's just like, yeah, this guy, I don't even want to waste time, getting attention and texting him. I'll just leave him on red. Just send him a clear-cut message that I'm not interested. So, and then last one I'll touch on. So I saw this girl in the store. She was fluffing her hair, fixing her hair. That's another thing I've seen. A lot of girls, if you're attractive, they will, fluff their hair out, brush their hair, exposing their neck. It's the neck's like a vulnerable part of the body. So it shows that, if you're attractive, that, they'll expose like a vulnerable part of their body. So girl, she was giving me that sort of signal. Came in with a guy, and another friend. So, we'll touch on what that meant later. But so I was just like, anxiety and all that crap, whether I should approach or not. So I go up and, just say, excuse me, I noticed I thought you were really cute. So wonder if I get your number. And she said she had a boyfriend, but smiled and, was very respectful about it, nice about it, good sport about it. So, it turns out maybe that was her boyfriend. He was in a different part of the store. So yeah, that was another, failed approach, but, made the approach nonetheless. So just wanted to touch on those guys. Main point of this was, a lot of women won't pay you attention. You got to just keep getting experience doing approaches. You're going to take your lumps, man. I mean, you're going to have ups and downs. It's all part of getting better. So thanks for tuning in to BP Insights. Make sure to stay tuned for more episodes and clips from the show. Till next time. Peace.